So what's caused the big moves that we've seen across multiple markets over the last few weeks? Let's talk about that important topic and more right now. Hey there traders, it's Andrew Mitchem here at the Forex Trading Coach with video and podcast number 555. Now, you'd know if you've been following the Forex market or many of the other markets around that over the last few weeks, we've seen some quite amazing moves. We've seen the yen strengthen. We've seen a lot of the indices crashing. We've seen a lot of the cryptos dropping. In fact, Bitcoin in about a week or so dropped some 30% in value. And we've seen like the yen pairs, with the yen being the strongest it's been for quite some time. A lot of yen pairs like the Aussie yen, New Zealand yen, just dropping, and it's been some quite incredible moves. Now, if you've been following my recent videos and podcasts, you've noticed that last week I talked about Hamish, a client of ours that made an amazing 53% return on a live account in the month of July. And the week prior to that, I talked about how we made a 13.2% account gain. Now, a lot of that was placing some daily and weekly and monthly charts. So we saw a lot of this coming in advance. And if you go back and look at what I talked about a few months ago, if we're looking at monthly charts and then also some weekly charts, we saw this happening on the charts. So it comes as no surprise to us whatsoever that these moves have happened. Now, I did a podcast with a trading battle group a few months ago, about 3 months ago. And I said that the likes of Ethereum, I was looking for it longer term to be dropping, and also Bitcoin. That's exactly what we're seeing. So how did I know that back then? Well, I looked at the longer time frame charts, and we use our analysis to suggest that this is where it's tipping over and this is likely where it's moving to and why. We don't always know when and how quickly it's going to get there, but we know quite likely it's going to move in this direction. It's likely to move to that area. Now, that information to have in the back of your mind as a specific trade or just in terms of general information is absolutely crucial as a trader. And so having that information, but also being able to make that assessment. Don't forget, when everything's moving up and up and up and up and going crazy, and we're sat there going, it's now time to sell, or we're looking for a retracement and then looking at the price to then drop. Sometimes you feel a little bit alone, a little bit out there by yourself because everybody's saying, oh, it's going up and up and up. And I'm going, well, everything's telling me that things are likely to drop and to go all the way down there, which at the time seems like a crazy low price when the market's doing the complete opposite. And that becomes I suppose, the importance of understanding chart patterns and looking at what's happening and why. Because when it comes to what's happened in the last few weeks and the whys to that, it's like, well, a lot of that's fundamental news. And depending on what side of the argument you're on, you could argue, as an example, let's say in the US, and people could argue, well, it's because Biden and Harris are doing a terrible job and therefore the US is dropping. Or if you're on the other side of the fence, people go, oh, it's because Trump's likely to get in and everybody's fearful, so the market's going to drop. It depends what side of the fence you're on for that particular fundamental argument. That's why I don't get into that. I have my personal opinions on politics and the view of the world and things, but in terms of trading, it doesn't influence me. In terms of my trading, because I look at charts, I remove emotion. I look at facts. I look at what's really happening. I look at historical price levels. I look at where things are likely to move to, the levels they're likely to get to. So when you remove emotion from your trading, you're starting to open your eyes up to what's happening. Why so much it's happening, or your opinion of why it's happening, doesn't really matter. The fact is, I could see things were looking like they were dropping. We took a sell trade on the China 50 index 2 months ago. Just this week, it went and hit the profit target because it was dropping. To be able to do that is so crucial. Now, if you see something setting up on, say, like the daily or 12-hour, that's in the same direction as your bigger picture monthly analysis, now you're really getting more and more factors in your favor. And that's what trading is about. Technical trading is about adding more and more probability, more and more factors that you see on the charts in your favor. And when they all add up, that's when you get yourself those high quality trades. And in a farming analysis and sense, make hay while the sun shines. So we are seeing some good moves in the market. We are getting some fantastic trading opportunities and we're taking advantage of them. So really important that you do that. If you're out there looking for a good broker, I can highly recommend Blueberry Markets. I'll put a link to them. And if you've not been on my 17-minute on-demand webinar masterclass, jump onto that. I'll put a link to that as well. If you'd like to find out how we trade and how we can teach to make this work for you, or you'd like to have a call with us, I'll put a link to our booking calendar as well, where you can jump on and have a 20-30-minute conversation with us to see if we're the right fit for each other, to see if we can help you and to see if you're going to make a great addition to our trading community. Because that's what we're about. We're about a trading community of like-minded people from all around the world. We have clients in 107 countries, all looking at the same strategy, the same looking charts, all they're helping to make it work for each other. So if you'd like to come on board with us, we'd like to talk to you to see if we're the right fit for each other to make this work for you and to take your trading to the next level. So have a look at one of the links I put on here. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to discuss on future videos and podcasts just like this one, just drop me an email, andrew@theforextradingcoach.com. I'll see you this time next week. Bye for now.